Strike. And now I am joined by very special guest, Senator Lisa Murkowski. Welcome here to the press box high above Groudon.
It's a super view up here. You know, I've watched Midnight Sun baseball for years and never from this view. So I have to tell you, it's pretty special.
So you've been to the game a few times?
You know, I was here back in 1972 when Dave Winfield.
Wow.
Yes. And I wish that I could tell you that I was paying close attention to the game. But, I was a high school girl and I was just enjoying the conversation as high school girls do. But, yeah, Midnight Sun baseball was really happening for me when I was in high school here.
So you spent your high school years in Fairbanks?
Yep.
Man, that's awesome.
It is. Well, it is awesome because summer in Fairbanks is awesome. But yeah, being in high school here was a pretty special part of my life. Great friends. I was actually at a high school class reunion just before we came here to the game. So it's a lot of good memories, a lot of good friends, a lot of good people here in the Golden Heart.
2-2 is the count. 1 out, base is empty for the Studs. I'm joined by Senator Lisa Murkowski. Which high school did you graduate from?
I was at Monroe, so super small. You know, we did basketball, right?
Yeah.
Monroe did basketball then. They still do basketball now.
Called strike 3. 2 down for Grant here.
Okay.
Brings up Sherman.
How do you keep track of all of this? I'm like looking at your pads here, and it's like, sheesh.
A lot of scoring going on, and notes and all that sort of thing. But you multitask a little bit as a senator, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I guess that I do. But this is certainly much more enjoyable multitasking. You got a full house here tonight, huh?
Packed house. This could be our biggest crowd ever. I'm not sure. I wasn't around for the games in the 70s, so I don't recall. Do you have any gauge crowd-wise? I mean, the park is so different now.
The park is different. I don't think it went out as far on both ends here. But then again, I didn't have this view. I was down there. So I think you've got more people now, which is okay. You should. We got more people here. Yeah. And quite honestly, our Goldpanners have been kind of the constant for us here during this summer. You've got an awful lot of really allegiant fans for the Goldpanners.
Oh, we have great fans here. It's 3-1 on Sherman, who RBI double his last time up. 2 outs, base is empty. I mean, the fans here are marvelous, and we see so many of the same faces here every single night all summer. 3-2 now on Sherman. So, I mean, are you in general a big baseball fan?
You know, I am super bad with sports. I've got my husband and I have a couple sons, and they're always like joking with me. It's like, Mom, there are no quarters in a baseball game. It's innings. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But, it's just sports is sports is sports. So I'm not a huge baseball player, but I am a fan of the sport. I love to watch it. I love to be part of it. But I don't take enough time to actually be here to do it.
I know you have a busy schedule.
Yeah, I know, but still, schedule or no, you've got to find those things that just kind of bring a little bit of joy and fun, and particularly when you're here during the summers in Fairbanks where you've got great weather. I've been living down in Anchorage for years. I'm not going to say I don't really go to the Pilots games, okay?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to pour on the Pilots right now.
I know.
But yeah, it's a different atmosphere.
Baseball in Fairbanks, there's just something special about it, and maybe it's because you can almost always have a really nice evening. The weather is relatively fair, but it's a different feel. Fairbanks is a baseball town. Fairbanks is a basketball town. But Fairbanks is a baseball town, and I really felt that when when I was growing up here, that this was a town where people knew their baseball and they talked their baseball stats, and the game was good. The game was good, and the Goldpanners have just been solid for us for decades, just
we have
decades.
Such a great following. The atmosphere here is wonderful, and it just keeps growing and building, and it's been so much fun for me to watch it. And as the first pitch of the bottom of the fifth inning is grounded to second base, and Leiterman is quickly out number one here with the Goldpanners leading 4-2, bottom of the fifth. Senator Lisa Murkowski joining me here in the press box. Mikey Bell will bat. He had a 2-run home run his last time up.
How long have you been doing this?
My first summer with the Goldpanners was 2001.
Oh, yeah.
But I haven't done every year. I had a 10-year break in between where I could not do the games. And I've been back here. I too have a home in Anchorage right now, but the games do not compare.
Okay, so you feel it, don't you?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Incredible.
and I don't, and you know, I don't mean to be dismissive about Anchorage or the Pilots or anything like that, but there's something different about Fairbanks.
Very different town, and one of the things that amazes me, the more I'm in Alaska. I'm from Pittsburgh originally, but now I'm in Alaska at least half the time, as it's 0-2 on Bell, is the amount of people in Anchorage that are born and raised that have never set foot in Fairbanks.
Yeah.
There's 2 cities, not including Juneau, which you have to
fly to. And it's on the road system.
Yeah. How do you, at 16, when you get your license, not say, let's go find out what that other town is about?
Let's go to Fairbanks, yeah.
Ground ball in the hole on the right side, and it turns into an infield hit for Bell. A 1-out single for Bell brings up Chavez with 1 down. The Panners leading by 2, bottom of the fifth.
So I can't help but look out at the view here as we're talking and looking over at the Fairbanks Curling Club, because we did the unveiling of the statue for Dave Winfield, which was pretty special. It was a great deal. Lance Parrish and a lot of other people did a great job in doing that. But they were talking about the midnight moonshot and how Dave Winfield hit that ball out of the park and it landed on the curling club. And I'm looking here, I'm eyeballing.
Throw to first, gets away again. On his way to second is Bell. He will stop there. And that sun has got to be causing problems for Shorman over at first base. He's looking directly into it at the line.
This is what happens when you play a game at, what time is it now?
What time is it
11:30. 11:33. Crazy.
There's just no other event like it. I try to describe it to people, but it's
I mean,
impossible.
look at the sunshine on this guy's in the outfield.
Yeah.
The guy here in first base.
Yeah, he's been having some struggles looking directly into it. The sun setting in the north, which is weird.
It's amazing. It's amazing. All these guys sitting over in the hot sun at 11:30 at night. Only in Alaska. That's what you gotta love.
Fairbanks, Alaska.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a totally different town, and that, you know, my boss Don Dennis, who was the GM here for so many years, said, you know, would always say, like, you don't get Fairbanks when you drive in and see it. You have to be here, and then you really get it and understand what makes this place so special that Dave Winfield talked about in his 2 summers here. And it's really an incomparable type of place, and it's the place for me that ever since I started coming here, when I land here, people say, welcome home. And that has always been a welcoming place for me.
When you think about it, Dave Winfield's story is really interesting. He was here for 2 years, right? 2 years is not very long, and yet the impression that it left on him and the impression that it left on the community.
Yeah.
To the point where we say, we want you to know how much you helped build us as a community, as a baseball community, as a summer community, and we want to give some of that love back.
Oh, he hits Chavez with the pitch.
It's pretty special. Doesn't take a long time.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't take a long time.
And it digs its claws in and it won't let you go. That's why I'm still here.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't hit him? Went past him? So the runner goes to second, but there he does even better and lines it down the line.
Ooh.
And to score.
Hey, awesome. There we go.
RBI single for Chavez.
Yes, yes, yes.
And the Panners extend their lead. Here comes Barry Aiden. Let's see if he's going to make a change. Lisa Murkowski, Senator, here joining me here in the press box. Talking about baseball, watching the Midnight Sun game. Has it been a few years since you've attended one of these games?
Yeah, we were talking about that coming in. It's probably been 20 years since I've been to a Midnight Sun game. That's a long time to not be here. But you know what's funny? It doesn't feel like it's been 2 years. It's just like, yeah, it's 11:30 and everybody's still, you know, we're halfway through the game, and it's just good.
It's a beautiful night.
Yeah.
Well, Senator, I want to let you enjoy your evening.
Well, thank you for letting me be in the box with you to get a different view than I've ever had. This makes Groudon Field even all the more special being up here.
Well, you have an open invitation to come by anytime and join us and jump on color commentary with
All right. Well, thank you, and thanks for the good job that you do and have done for all these years, and we just keep watching the game. So, okay, you got to tell me, what time is the game going to wrap tonight here? What do you figure? What's your guesstimate based on where we are right now?
I am going to guess 12:45.
12:45, yeah. Okay.
3 minutes before official sunset, but the sun will have set here from our perspective when it crawls behind those hills in the north. It's going to get dark. It's going to get a little dark.
I heard the story about those lights around the field here today. Truth or no truth about whether or not they actually work.
They do not work.
I heard it just costs so dang much to turn them on that nobody even wants to try anymore.
Well, you know the rule. Even if they would turn on, you're not allowed to tonight.
That's exactly right. We do not turn them on because we don't need them, because we are here in the land of the Midnight Sun at the Midnight Sun baseball game. Fairbanks, Alaska, Goldpanners, you go.
Senator Lisa Murkowski, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
From the Midnight Sun game, it's 5-2 Goldpanners.